Right guys, so I want to take you on a mission with me back to the night when I nearly died and I was homeless. So here's Sanford Park, and at the time, I don't know if you can see, but we was in a hedge in there somewhere with a tent. So it was, you can barely see, but it was in there with a tent, and there was two of us, and I was with a lad called Mark, and we were sharing this 2-man pop-up tent, one of those that you throw out and it's just done. Anyway, I woke up, and because I was already feeling ill for days, had no money, and I was like alcoholic at the time, so I was having withdrawal symptoms, shaking, sweating. I was not well at all. We'd been to the soup kitchen to get food and all sorts, but we were homeless at the time, and we were just in that park. Anyway, I vomited up, and I could just see the tent was like greyish above us, but then all of a sudden it was just dark red, and I knew it was blood. And I got this little burner phone out, or this small little Android phone that I had at the time, and I pointed it. I could just see blood coming out, and my mate said, "What, bro? What the hell?" And I tried standing up, but I couldn't stand up, so I had to crawl. I had to crawl on my hands and knees, and I'm going to show you how far I had to crawl right now. So you can imagine I had to get on my knees, hands, and like crawl through all this. If I remember rightly, at some point there was a broken bottle around this bit that I tried to miss, but I ended up cutting my hand open, and that wasn't so good. And at this rate, my mate, it looks like he's walking me like a dog, because he's got me by my chest. He's trying to drag me quicker, because I'm still heaving, and whilst I'm heaving, there's more blood coming up, and he don't obviously want me to die, and nor do I. And but it's hurting my hands and it's hurting my knees. I mean, you got these things in the way like tree stumps I had to avoid, and we're getting past. And I mean, I'm walking at just a normal rate now, and so we keep going. There's a church there on the right. I remember looking at that, and I remember thinking to myself, it's coming. Death's coming for me. That's the sign. Like, death's coming. I'm going to die here. This is where I'm going to die. And, yeah, it was just horrible. So, we're still crawling. And like I said, the church is over there. And then we get to here, and I think, oh wow, we're at the hospital, aren't we? Or we're at least near it. And I think, like, I'm trying to think luck now, but at this point my energy's going. And I remember leaning against that wall, and Mark, he's shouting at me he's going, Byron, just wake up. And he's tugging on me, and okay. And I start crawling again, and we get there, and I'm still crawling, But at this point, my hands, they're all done. They're all finished. They're all cut open. My knees I couldn't even feel my knees. But it was just this blood. It was just continuously coming out. And I got to here, and for some reason I thought, no, I'm not going to make it. It was around this bit. And I remember just in my head thinking, no, like, they're not going to be able to save me this time, because I've had this before, but it was smaller. This was massive. There was literally, all I can recall was what looked like plum tomatoes coming out my mouth, which are blood clots. And I remember I got to about here. It was this very step I dropped on, and then Mark just lifted me up somehow, got me up, and there was a woman walking across the ward, and A&E was closed. It was already closed because it was at 8 p.m. they shut, so it was closed. But then there was a nurse there that decided to stay on and do her, I think it was her MVQs or something to do with her uni, to become a nurse. Like, she was like a student nurse or something, and she was just walking across to get a pen from another room, and she had noticed me just like that, like a zombie, and my mate shouting and waving, and when he put me down, I was just out, and the doors opened, and that was it. And the next thing I knew, I woke up in intensive care, and I had tubes in my neck, tubes in my arms, hands. There was drip stands here, drip stands there. My stepdad was in the corner with about 6 consultants. They were telling my mum and my stepdad that he might not leave here. We've had this with him a few times, and we've told you that he's not gonna come, like, get out of this place again, and he hasn't. This time he might not. And they put me, when you're in situations like that, they have different choices of anesthesia to use. And on me, they used ketamine, and they usually or frequently use that on, like, very rapid operations that they've got to do, or surgery they got to do quickly. And it didn't agree with me. I woke up, started pulling all my cannulas out, pulled the one out my neck first. I went crazy, and I managed to get out of bed. I don't know how. I got out of bed, and I was freaking out. I felt so bad. Don't forget, I was withdrawing off alcohol as well, and that's horrible. If you've never been through that, if you ever see an alcoholic on the street, and they ever say to you, "This, I think I'm gonna have a fit," get them a can. That's the best thing you can do, is get them a drink, because they could have a seizure. But with the clots, it takes one. What they're called is Osephegul varices. Now, you got your esophagus, your windpipe. It goes all the way down to your chest. Now, there's little veins that go into your liver, which is here. Your liver is on your right side. And your liver does amazing things for your body, a lot more than any other organ that you have, believe it or not. And basically mine got that damaged. The portal veins, the blood was building up, and all these blood vessels, they start forming in your esophagus. So you get these lumps, then eventually they swell up and then they burst. And when they burst, it's basically just like an artery going. It takes one to kill you. You only have to have one. One will pop. And what they tend to do when that happens, surgery wise, if you ever have it or someone ever has it, is you'll go into hospital and they'll get you in surgery immediately, and they go down your throat. That's the access point with a tube, and they'll put a band around the vein that's spitting out the blood, so it stops. And then they basically keep you in for a few days to hope that it stops. And it's weird because I've had times in there, which is near the Cheltenham Lido, where I've had good times drinking, playing music, playing my guitar, and then I've had that time over there in that hedge where I stayed in a tent, and here I am now back with a car. And this was 2019, 6 years ago. Yeah. So the message for you guys is to be careful with your drinking. Get your liver checked if you are binge drinking. It don't take much. Just get a blood test, ask for say you want to get your liver checked. Doctor will do a blood test and I'll do a liver function test. And that's all it takes. They'll find out. Most people have fatty liver and they don't even know it. And fatty liver can be reversed. I got told that when I was 23 years old. I got told I had fatty liver, and had I listened, it would have, because your liver regenerates itself. Had I have listened, it would have gone back to normal, but I didn't. So I continued like an idiot. But when you see alcoholics and stuff like that, you got to think about those risks, because they're going through them, and I see them all the time. And of course, people say don't give them money; they'll only go and spend it on drugs. And drugs, I don't condone neither. But alcohol is it's a bit of a hard one for me. If I see someone that's shaking or withdrawing, then I will get them a drink, because I know how it feels to withdraw. But not only that, also the complications. If they end up having a seizure, that could kill them as well. Delirium tremens is called, and that could kill them. But yeah, alcoholism is a big problem in the UK. And it's something that I think we need to talk about a lot more, definitely. But I just thought I'd drop you that little story of that. So that's one of the occasions. The other occasion is probably, say, about 3 streets that way, when my mum found me and I sat there with my legs crossed like Buddha, throwing up into my lap blood. But and as for the varices, the amount, I didn't just have one. When I had got into there, I had 13 that they had to ban, 13. And that's why my liver's bad now. That's why it's still bad, cirrhotic. And I have tests, I have ultrasounds, CT scans, MRIs, endoscopies, colonoscopies, fibre scans, blood tests, you name it. I have to have it all the time, routinely. Some on the blood test monthly, and then you've got the rest are like every 2, 3, 6 months. And yeah, it's a pain in the backside, and that's even after not drinking for 5 years. But I'd rather have my life and go through that than be 6 feet under. Let's put it that way. But if you're a drinker, I would seriously consider stopping. And you can do it, because I used to tell myself I wasn't one of those that had the strength to give it the drink. I was like, yeah, they can do it though, I can't. Those ones that speak at the front of AA and all that, those ones that have done it for this long and that long, or they'll end up drinking again, I used to say. And no, you can do it. And once, trust me, when you have stopped, this is a question that I get asked all the time. Do you get used to it? You do. You do. You do get used to it. You get used to not drinking. I could be in a pub right now and it wouldn't bother me. I could sit around loads of people, Pepsi Max. I'll be happy as days. Seriously, I would be as happy as days. I miss the buzz every now and then. I miss the the confidence, but you can still do the same stuff what you can do drinking anyway. Plus, you don't get a hangover or do anything stupid. Well, unless you're me, of course. Cheers, guys.